Hello, my name's Cliff Stevenson and I'm the Helpful Economist. Today we're looking at the issue of whether crypto should be treated as a financial service or gambling. So in the UK, crypto is going to face new regulations, and it's a question of what type of regulation it's going to face. Whether it's treated as a financial service under the Financial Service and Markets Act, or whether it's regulated as gambling, which would involve additional regulatory measures and more stringent compliance. So a UK Treasury Select Committee recently produced a report on the issue of regulating crypto, and it ran through the various opportunities in relation to crypto and some of the risks, but it particularly focused on the risks, and it highlighted the fact that crypto has no intrinsic value, the fact it has no social purpose, the fact that there's very significant price volatility, and that this exposes consumers to substantial losses or gain. And therefore they concluded that it should be regulated as gambling, not as financial services. And they were particularly concerned that by regulating it as financial services, that it may give crypto a kind of halo effect, that it makes it look acceptable and that people may engage with it more because it's confirmed that it is a financial service and respectable. The position of the government is that it actually disagrees with this. The government believes that it's similar to other investments and therefore is working on regulating it as a financial service. Now, Select Committee reports aren't binding, they just advise the government, they provide information and analysis. But it will be interesting to see the influence of this report going forward. So how convincing are the arguments in favour of treating it as gambling or financial services? In terms of treating it as gambling, I think there are some genuine concern. One issue with it is that there are no obvious fundamentals. If you're investing in shares, you can look at data on the companies. You know that if the sales are going to increase, that there's a good chance that the shares are going to go up. And so there is some fundamental information on which you can base decisions whether to buy or sell. With crypto, there just is no fundamental information. The market for cryptocurrencies moves according to what people think it's going to do, and everyone kind of jumps on the bandwagon, and sometimes movements become self-fulfilling because everyone believes there's going to be a change. But this isn't based on any fundamentals that you can analyse and be certain whether it's going to go up or down. It's interesting to compare it to spread betting because spread betting is gambling of a sort. The clue's in the title, betting, but it is based on fundamentals. If you place a bet on a share's value, then this is based on some fundamentals, and so it does perhaps distinguish this from cryptocurrency. I think another point is that some people have made massive gains with cryptocurrency, and when people hear that others have made kind of multiples of their investments with cryptocurrency, people get tempted to do it. And so in this way, I think a lot of people have perhaps invested in crypto that wouldn't necessarily buy shares, or if they did buy shares, wouldn't buy them in a similar way. And so I do think that crypto perhaps does encourage a gambling-like behavior, and the report definitely kind of highlighted this. On the other hand, I do think there are some strong arguments for treating crypto as financial services. One thing that the report perhaps got wrong is that crypto has no intrinsic value. Crypto does have a value in terms of its network. Yes, it doesn't have material assets, but this is the same for many companies like Google and LinkedIn. The value of Google is not just the value of its assets like buildings, computers and servers. The real value of Google is the value of this massive network of consumers and the different ways in which that can be monetized. And crypto is this massive corporate network free of any government or corporate control. And this network gives it a potential massive value. How you value it is a different thing. I wouldn't really know where to start. But it's wrong to say that crypto has no intrinsic value as such. I think we can also point out that many aspects of financial markets are like gambling. Crypto isn't necessarily so different in this regard. It can clearly be distinguished from casino or betting apps where the odds are clearly against the customer, and the betting companies will always win because they're operating on a model where they just can't lose. And this isn't the same with crypto. Interestingly, spread betting in shares is regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority as a financial service. But for tax purposes, it's treated as gambling, which is perhaps a little bit of an inconsistency. In conclusion, I think there's no definitive answer to this issue at this point. I think that it's very easy to base the view on cryptocurrency out of fear and lack of understanding. The truth is we don't fully understand all the implications of crypto. And another point is that I think that governments and central banks fear their control of the economy being weakened by this almost anarchist development of this global financial instrument. The ledger technology that underpins cryptocurrencies is perhaps a phenomenal technology and really maybe has uses that we don't fully understand. And the report really doesn't go into this. It kind of shows a lack of understanding of the complexity of these issues. And I think that although there are risks and possibilities that you could treat it as gambling, it definitely needs a more nuanced analysis of the value of cryptocurrency before making such definitive conclusions. I think possibly the committee has played safe in terms of, well, there probably is a risk, so let's just treat it as gambling just to be safe. But the risk with this is that this may stifle progress and the UK may get left behind in the development of these new innovations. There are genuine concerns, and I think that cryptocurrency definitely should be regulated. I also think that it is more like gambling than spread betting. There is less concrete information on which to base decisions, so it is more of a punt when you buy crypto than with a spread bet. I'm trying to come to a final view, and I'm aware that I'm sitting on the fence here. I think overall I believe that this issue needs more analysis and understanding. I don't understand it enough to be able to conclude definitively. I understand the point of not risking the UK falling behind, so perhaps it does make sense to treat it as a financial service. I hope you found this information useful. My name's Cliff Stevenson. I'm the Helpful Economist. See you next time.